call this October 18th regular session of the Oconee County Board of Education to order. We need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Mr. Burgess.
Second.
Second, Mr. Bagley, all in favor? Passes 5-0. Next, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the September the 20th regular session, September 29th special session, October the 4th work session.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Ransom. Second, Ms. Parrish, all in favor? Passes 5-0. Next, we have recognitions. Ms. Anissa Jimenez, are you in charge of that today?
I am. Well, as I attempt to drag this over here, if all of you would please come up for this evening's recognitions. Well, first I will note that the art display this month is provided by students of Oconee County Elementary School. It's right out here in the hallway, and their instructor is Michelle Smith. So first up, we will recognize one of our district community partners, okay? First up, we'll instead do the Pursuit of Excellence Award. So we are very excited to recognize the October Pursuit of Excellence Award. The winner this month is in the category of transportation. And the winner is Miss Dixie Sosby. Miss Sosby, come on up. So you get to stand up here in the middle and hear all these things that have been said about you. Miss Sosby is right now receiving a $50 Visa gift card and a golf umbrella provided by Peach State Federal Credit Union. And yes, please stay up here. And Dominic's Italian Restaurant also donated a $50 gift card, and a commemorative plaque from Oconee County Schools was also presented. And Ms. Sosby, here's what the nominators had to say about you. They said Dixie is a wonderful asset to the transportation community because she puts her whole heart into her job. She greets the kids with a loving smile and a friendly welcome every day. She drives safely and shows concern for each of the students who ride her bus. Another said she is simply wonderful. And finally, Director of Transportation Dwayne Peterson said, Dixie is always on time, she always has a smile on her face, and she knows her students by name. She is very attentive to her students and their needs. She is an asset to the transportation department. Congratulations. All right. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And now we are really excited to recognize the 2021-22 REACH Scholar Awardees. The REACH Georgia program is a needs-based scholarship designed to promote academic success and expand access to higher education. As part of the program, the students will recognize tonight sign contracts to maintain a certain grade point average and to also meet with a volunteer mentor and academic coach until they graduate from school. Parents or guardians sign contracts to support their child through this process. When these scholars graduate from high school, they will each receive up to a $10,000 scholarship. So these are middle school students who are on track to receive a $10,000 scholarship to be used at a Hope-eligible Georgia college. Many colleges are also matching, and some are doubling matching the scholarship, providing scholars additional resources for their college education. So this evening from Oconee County Middle School, we'd like to recognize Alfonso Ibarra Ruiz and Gracie Needler. And from Malcolm Bridge Middle School, Keaton Epps and Olivia Evans. A round of applause. Let's see. There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. parents get some pictures. All right, congratulations.
Oh, really?
Next, the board will recognize the members of the 2021-22 Superintendent Student Advisory Committee. 3 juniors and 3 seniors from each of our high schools are selected by their principal to serve on this truly very important committee. The purpose of the committee is to develop, address, and review system ideas, initiatives, and actions from a student's point of view. Dr. Branch meets quarterly with the Student Advisory Committee. The seniors, Gavin Jones from North Oconee, Simone Phillips from North Oconee High School, Emma Warren from North Oconee High School, Paige Hackleman from Oconee County High School, Emma Halleck from Oconee County High School, and Haruki Takeuchi from Oconee County High School. So these are our seniors.
Congratulations.
All right, and let me get y'all's picture.
Slide over this
Yes,
one.
y'all can slide down just a little. Perfect. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Come this way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Thank you. Now we'll recognize our juniors from North Oconee, Lady Lyle, Micaiah Heath, Nicholas Wiley, and from Oconee County High School, Judah Hobbs, Victor Huang, and Alex McEwen. All right, a round of applause. If I could get y'all's picture. Y'all can slide down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks. It's a 2-year rotation.
And now the board will recognize the Georgia State 4-H winners and 4-H Senior and Junior Board of Directors. And we'll call Oconee County Agent Kelly Ashley up here, and she's going to help us with these and also be photographed. So first up for Georgia 4-H Achievement, the state winner, Jack Durham Marble from Oconee County High School for workforce preparation in his career development project. Congratulations. Jack, if you'll just stay up here. And then the special event state winners from Oconee County High School also for land judging team and dairy quiz bowl, Alyssa Haig. Alyssa is also on the Northeast District Senior Board of Directors, along with Leah Skapansky from Oconee County High School and Lillian Smith from North Oconee High School. And selected to serve on the Northeast District Junior Board of Directors from Malcolm Ridge Middle School, Tyson Mathis. If you'll please join us for this picture, and if y'all will kind of get it together. Absolutely. Okay. I think I can see everyone's face. Yes, yes. All right, 1, 2, 3. Sorry.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we have points of pride. I want to welcome Oconee County Elementary School administrators.
Thank you so much this evening. Good evening, I'm Ashley Templeton, the principal at Oconee County Elementary School. And this is Sarah Johnson, the assistant principal. And thank you for this opportunity for us to share some wonderful things that have happened so far this year. OCS faculty and staff and students live by these 3 words every day. We always say Chiefs are responsible, respectful, and safe. We say these words multiple times a day, every day, keeping them in the forefront of everyone's mind. If we're focusing on these words, then learning can take place at the highest level. In this year's Points of Pride, we want to focus on 3 important learning opportunities that our students have experienced so far this year.
This year, the 3rd graders have learned about the events that occurred on September 11th and how first responders were critical on that day. In their reading classes, students learned about character traits and how the characters' actions, thoughts, and dialogue contribute to their development. With that in mind, 3rd grade teachers hosted a wide variety of activities aimed to highlight the first responders' actions on September 11th and to teach the students how the first responders' actions demonstrated character traits of bravery, courage, and sacrifice. Students went on gallery walks, read texts based on 9/11, and watched videos regarding September 11th. Additionally, students completed writing activities surrounding the prompt, "A Hero Is."
As a culminating activity, the 3rd grade invited local first responders, our heroes, to come to talk to OCS kids about their line of service. Students rotated through classrooms with representatives from the Oconee County Sheriff's Office, the Watkinsville Police, the Georgia State Patrol, a UGA canine officer with his bomb detecting dog, members of the GBI, the FBI, the firefighters, and EMS responders. The goal was for students to learn more about first responders' duties, the traits they need to be successful at their jobs, and also simply to honor our local heroes. Guests were showered with treats, a light breakfast and coffee, and handwritten thank you notes from the students.
OCES 4th graders participated in an interactive music program called the Evolution of Square Dance. Students demonstrated how folk songs and folk dances have changed over time in our country's history through group singing, soloists, speaking parts, playing the ukulele, and dancing.
Students performed line dances where they all face the same direction, the Virginia reel where they faced each other during the dance, all the way to dancing with a partner and 3 couples in the square shape. Students also invited someone special in their family to learn an easy version of square dancing. Students ended the night by performing a dance that combined country and hip-hop music with country and hip-hop dance moves.
First video.
You can see they had lots of fun. They learned a lot and really enjoyed themselves. And I think the parents had the most fun too, watching and then joining in afterwards. All right, finally, our 5th graders were able to experience firsthand how life changed in America at the turn of the century. Students researched the reasons people immigrated to the United States, where from they immigrated, and where they settled. With the help of parents and teachers, students participated in an immigration simulation, dressing up and actually experiencing firsthand what it was like to enter the United States as an immigrant.
research is that some families didn't pass the medical exam, and some had to decide whether to leave their kids there with like family members or to bring their whole family back to their country, and I feel like that would be really hard. How do you think the simulation will affect your understanding of immigration?
I think it will affect my understanding by helping me know what people had to do to be able to get into America if they were immigrants.
I think the impact this simulation had on the students' understanding was a big impact. They can actually see what it was like to think about what they had as they came through and the different steps and different reasonings as to why they were coming to America and for what they needed to do when they got here, and hearing some of the conversations about what jobs and occupations they wanted and what they had in their suitcase and the importance of those items to them. I think it was good for them to think about that and understand that, you know, we actually had people who went through this process.
Welcome to America!
Thank you again for letting us show you a glimpse of what it's like to learn at Oconee Elementary.
Thank you. It looked like a wonderful learning experience. Next, we have communications to the board. We'll begin with business services and Ms. Liz Harlow.
Good evening, board members. The first item of information is the cash balance report for September. The second item of information is a list of all vendor payments in September. The third item of information is the budget report for September, and revenues and expenditures are where we would expect at this point in the fiscal year. The fourth item of information is the ELOS collections report. The rolling average is 16.3% over the previous year, and this month's collections are nearly 27% over the previous period last year. The next item of information is the board report for ELOS 5, and as every month, the revenues and expenses have been updated as of September 30th. And our last and sixth item of information is the federal funds report for September, and the report has been updated as of September 30th of this fiscal year. And that concludes my report, unless there are any questions.
Any questions? Thank you. Next, we have public communication, and we have somebody signed up.
Yes, ma'am, we do. The first person is Victoria Cruz.
And as she comes forward, I need to share this. The board allows 3 minutes for those who sign up at the meeting. You must be a current resident of Oconee County to address the board. Please state your name, address, and topic. The board requests that you refrain from making any disparaging remarks about school system personnel. Generally, there will be no response to comments or questions posed by citizens at the meeting. All comments and questions will be received and taken under advisement by the board. However, any member of the board shall be free to respond and make public comments if he or she elects to do so. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Victoria Cruz. I live at 1151 Lake Mulbrook Drive, Athens, Georgia, in Oconee County. I've been a resident of Oconee County since 1997. Both of my children graduated from Oconee County Public Schools, Oconee County High School in particular. That happened in 2007 and 2008. So we're talking a while ago, when things were very much different. I want to thank the board for giving me an opportunity to speak. This is only the second board meeting I've ever attended. This was not an issue when my children were at school. It was really just making sure they did their homework and got good grades. My son, in fact, was a star student in Oconee County High School, so I'm very proud of him for that and the school system. I want to applaud the board in their COVID stance. They're not making masks mandatory. I think that was a very good decision, and I am glad you followed the science. I am a retired pathologist. That means I attended medical school, followed by 6 years of residency and fellowship training. And one of my areas of interest was immunology and blood banking. So I'm very familiar with, I've taken courses in microbiology and virology and the study of, basically histology is the study of disease. So I really applaud you following the science in your decision making it optional for masks. However, I would like to point out one thing that has been shown to be possibly the best mitigating action the board could take for decreasing the spread of any infection in the schools, and that would be upgrading the HVAC system so that there was at least 6 air changes per hour. That has been shown by industrial hygienists to be the best way of clearing all contaminants from the air. In lieu of that, certainly fresh air through the schools, if windows can be open, that would be ideal. But with the money that's coming in from the federal government, perhaps that could be allocated to making sure that the HVAC system is up to par. Then we would not have to worry about influenza and any other respiratory diseases that are spread around to the kids. To me, that would be the best use of funds and following the science to the nth degree. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
by the way, I am not being sponsored by any HVA system.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Briggs.
you.
Next,
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Julie Mock.
Ms. Mock.
Good evening, my name is Julie Mock, and I reside in Summit Grove subdivision in Watkinsville. I told y'all I'd be back when the mask thing blew over to talk about Chromebooks. And here I am, and I wrote y'all an email. By the way, Mr. Bagley, welcome back.
Thank
you. You can run, but you can't hide. I wrote y'all an email stating that I really believe that Oconee education is going to suffer if we don't get back to educating our children properly with textbooks. I truly believe that. I know you know 3 of my kids. I do have a 25-year-old, so I've been watching education for a quarter of a century. But I'm here to also read my email out loud because I didn't hear back from any of you. Now, I did get a call from Mr. Yancey, and I appreciate it. We had a really good discussion, but I really would like to know your thoughts on why Oconee County has become so dependent on Google Chromebooks, and why we can't at least have textbooks as an option. The research is in, the kids do learn more and learn more effectively with textbooks. Right now, ELAS funding is up. We have some federal COVID funding that's unallocated. The money looks good. It'd be a great time to fund new textbooks and some trusted curriculum. And as I stated in my email to you, since OCS moved to Google Chromebooks, which is a student data collection and marketing machine, teachers have become more and more dependent upon unvetted curriculum from the internet and PowerPoint presentations. These are just a few of the issues that I'm going to read that present with this type of education. These slideshows just present the teacher's understanding of a learning point, and no more, no less. Our kids are hardly reading anymore. They're just memorizing bullet points. I see it with my 9th grader and ask her what she's reading, where she's getting her information. She says it's on the slideshow. And some of that information is quite frankly inaccurate, and I won't get into that. One issue that I had was something this year. But we parents have no idea what they're using online. We, right now we can help choose the curriculum and, help you, vet good curriculum and know more about what they're being taught. Online research resources are real time, so they're updated constantly with God only knows what information. The updating is unnecessary and sometimes it's inaccurate and it's too early to, be peddling that to our children. I also have firsthand knowledge from 3 children that have attended OCS that when a teacher asks students to work on their Chromebooks, some of the kids are actually searching for funny videos and not classwork, if you can believe that. Google Chromebooks should never have been considered the primary resource for education, but now that we have them, they could be looked at as a good supplementary resource. Also because they don't have textbooks and the information is online from filtered Google searches, the students just cut and paste answers onto a worksheet without going further into it. Please use some of these funds to get back to real education. Please look into textbooks again. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know why we're not using them or at least have them as an option. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have action items. Dr. Branch.
Yes, ma'am. Would recommend the board approve Virtucom bid of $357,408 for 876 Chromebooks and services. These Chromebooks will be paid for using ESSER funds.
We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Burgess.
Second.
Second, Mr. Ransom. All in favor? Passes 5-0.
Up next, we have one surplus vehicle. It is one of our buses with over 200,000 miles, so we recommend the board vote to surplus that vehicle.
We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Bagley.
Second.
Second, Ms. Parrish. All in favor? Passes 5-0.
Up next is the FY23 capital outlay project application. Again, this is paperwork that allows us to draw down funds that will match local funds from the state. And it was presented last week. We would recommend approval as presented.
Yes.
Jason, let me make sure I understand. This is our application basically that we're submitting to the state in order to secure the state funding that's available for these projects at these 3 schools, right?
Yes, sir.
We still got to go through a bidding process and secure bids for a final project budget for each of these projects, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Burgess.
Second.
Second, Mr. Bagley. All in favor? Passes 5-0.
Take the next 2 together, if it pleases the board.
Yes.
2 field trips North Oconee field trip boys basketball to Hoover, Alabama, and North Oconee field trip band to Orlando, Florida. Would recommend approval as presented.
We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Ransom,
Second.
second Ms. Parrish, all in favor? Passes 5-0. We do have a need to move into executive session and we need a motion.
I make a motion that the board will adjourn to executive session to discuss or deliberate upon personnel matters as described on the affidavit to be attached to the minutes.
We need a second.
Second.
Mr. Ransom, all in favor? Passes 5-0.